Everyone, this is Coach Luke Stuckey with Stuck on Hoops, and today I'm going to break down the basics of a ball screen. So, first we'll start by breaking this down into just a simple three-man action, because that's what a lot of basketball is, just three-man actions. We'll get the spacing correct here. So we'll start with what we would call, in our terminology, a drag screen. Drag screen is one of the most common type of quick ball screens in basketball. You see it all the time on all levels, and it can be a pretty effective, little simple set. So we'll start with our five, kind of flowing down the floor. And as he's on his way to set this screen here, a couple things need to happen. The first thing we're going to tell our ball handler here, our one who has the basketball, is as our big is on the way over there, you want to sell away, okay? Sell away to this baseline side. And what that does is it makes this defender here guard you honest. Makes him guard both sides of this ball screen. And by doing that, I feel it really gives our screener now a really good target to screen. No longer is this defender thinking about getting through, getting over, getting under this ball screen. He's just thinking about containing this dribbler, and by doing that, this big man now has a great opportunity to set a solid screen. So as the big comes over now, the positioning on this screen is very important. So our point guard is sold away. Our big is going to now screen what we call the bottom half of this defender. This would be the top half. This would be straight up, but we want to screen the bottom half just like that. And what that does is it encourages this defender now to go over the top of this screen, which is what we want. We want this defender going over the top because that's going to create the advantages that we're looking for. So we screen the bottom half. We're putting this defending big man in kind of a drop coverage here. That seems to be one of the most popular coverages. And, this big guy screens just enough to get a piece of this defender and hopefully get this defending guard now on our hip. If he does that, he's done his job with this ball screen. And we always tell this big, make sure we pop our feet, not get an illegal screen call. So now that we popped our feet, we screen that bottom half. Our ball handler now, he's next up. A lot of the responsibility to make a play here falls on his shoulders. So one of the big mistakes that a lot of guards make once they get in this situation, they have this guard chasing them over the top, they've cleared this screen, and now there's a defending big guy in front. They see this, and they just take off at the rim. And a lot of times, if this big is any kind of defender, you end up playing 1-on-2 here and taking a really tough shot. This is a 6'8", 6'9" defender in college, and in the professional ranks, it's going to be 6'10", 7 foot. And a lot of times for these guards, that's hard to finish over. So we want to encourage this guard to do here is don't play 1-on-2. You want to play 2-on-1, and here's how you do that. So once you clear this screen, you can't just take off. You have to take small, what we call short dribbles here. And what you do by doing that is a couple things. Number one, you slow down. You're able to read this play now. And, option number one is always going to be, hey, if there's daylight, if this defending big does not do his job, go score. But against good opponents, the defensive big is going to be where he's supposed to be. You're going to have to, make a read and see what's open. So number one, take those small dribbles, read this play. And again, we want to play 2-on-1. So the second thing that has to happen is now, this big guy, he just sprinted into this screen. He popped his feet. By slowing down, you give him a chance now to roll. And let me drag this defending big or defending guard over. Now he's going to be on your hip. You take these short dribbles, but now you give this big a chance to roll in what we call the pocket. And you'll see this pocket here in between the two blue defensive players. If you just take off, this pocket isn't there. But by slowing down and taking those short dribbles, now you give this big a chance to roll in that pocket and create an open look here. The next thing that has to happen now is once we come off, we take these short dribbles, you allow that big to roll. We have to create space, the spacing for this roll to be effective. So when we come off this screen, excuse me, let me switch these two here. If we come off this screen and we just get straight downhill and this big is rolling right next to us, one guy can guard both of you. Even if you throw this pocket pass here, this defending big is able to slide back in front and contest this shot. So we have to create spacing for this to work. So in this alignment, when we have a loaded corner, it's on this point guard to create the spacing for this play to be to work. And here's how we do that. Again, once you have this guard on your hip, you have to now bounce this ball out just a little bit and now make this defensive big choose. Who you guarding? You gonna guard the ball or are you gonna guard this roller? And hopefully, most people are trained up that they're gonna stop this basketball here. And now that gives our big, a chance to roll. And if we throw this pocket pass now at the correct time, this defensive big is not able to slide back and contest. You're going to either foul or get a layup or a dunk. The last part of this is, okay, most defensive teams, they're going to do what we call tag. Okay, they're not going to allow this roll to be open. They're going to get in with this third defender and kind of crowd this, not allow this pass to just go easily. So one thing we really train our team up is what we call the snap pass. A lot of people call this a lift. We call it a snap. So this 2 over here in the corner, when he sees his man leave to help, he's going to do what we call snap up. And when this guard reads that, now his read is the ball has to be passed here to the 2. This is the open man. And this can be a tough pass for anybody on all levels to make. It's hard for pros to make, especially with your left hand. It's hard for high school, hard for college players to make. So this is something that I think is just great to be practiced right here, especially with a heavy ball, making this snap pass, especially with your left hand, dribbling with your left hand, throwing it with your left hand. But once this pass is made, hopefully it's accurate and on target, we got a lot of options here now from this pass. Obviously, number one is if you're open, shoot it. But you're going to have a closeout now to attack. So 2, he was in helping, now he's firing back out. We got a closeout to attack and an open baseline here. So this 2 can catch and shoot. You can rip it baseline, look to make a play there. But the last thing we want to happen, and something that you see it a lot on the professional level, you see it some in the college level, coaching at the high school level right now. I just rarely see this being taught, but the art of ducking in off of this snap pass. So right now, if you look at our 5, he's rolled to the basket. Okay, we've thrown this snap pass. But if you look here, there's this what we call slack in between our big and the defensive big. One of 2 things is going to happen right now. Our big guy is going to stand here, and this defensive big is going to come in and knock him off his post spot. And even if we get a catch now, it's going to be way out here, out way deeper than we want. Okay, that's the first thing that can happen. Take them back to where we were originally. The second thing that can happen, and what we really teach, is duck in. So as soon as this ball leaves our 1 over here to the wing, when it goes over his head, instead of just turning and looking for the ball, we're going to duck in and take up this slack right here. And there's technique, and maybe in another video we can get into the technique of this duck in. But we want this 5 now to go initiate this contact, take that space up, get his elbows up here, get big, and now demand this ball in the post. And I think the best time to get a post touch is off of a pick and roll situation, because it creates this opportunity right here. So we're teaching our big guy, when that snap is thrown, you duck in, you take that space up, okay? And our point guard, he's going to space the floor again, hopefully. And now our 2 has to make this play here. He's got to make this bounce pass into our big. We call that a snap to a duck in. And this has not only created a post touch, but it's created an easy post touch where if he seals on that top right hip, he's able to catch, turn, and score easily with his right hand. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, subscribe, Leave me any feedback, any questions, or any future ideas you might have for me in the comment section, and we'll be coming out with another video shortly. Thank you.